Hello to anyone who may be listening out there. Today, I'm going to be talking about a fairly controversial Battle Pass weapon, and that is the Scotti Naval Rifle. And I'm mostly going to be talking about why it's actually significantly better than a lot of people would have you believe. But before I get to that, I just want to get some algorithm juice out of the way. Like and subscribe if you want, and leave a comment if you have anything you'd like me to make a video about or talk about, I guess. To get things rolling, I want to talk about the controversy that surrounded the Scotti when it was first announced and some of the information about its stats came out. The big one was that it has a 15 round magazine, and in real life, to our knowledge, according to some British tests documents, it could be fitted with 25 round and 50 round magazines. The rate of fire was also not exactly thrilling. 570 rounds per minute is not good for battle rating 5. The damage was high and the recoil seemed manageable, but it just did not seem super appealing to people who were really holding out for some kind of extremely powerful meta gun at BR5 Germany, which, truth be told, I don't think Germany needs any more battle rating 5 meta guns, but we'll get to that. After this controversy, and lots of complaining on the forums, lots of arguments, lots of fighting. People talking about how it should have this size magazine, it should have this rate of fire, it should be better than the Fedorov, it should be worse than the Fedorov, etc., etc., etc. When it actually got to the point where people were unlocking the thing in the Battle Pass, it was buffed. Massively buffed. I think that Colonel KFC said that the weapon would be cracked, and he was right. They've given it just the highest accuracy of any automatic weapon in the game, the highest hipfire accuracy of any automatic weapon in the game. It has the highest ADS time, like the fastest ADS of any automatic weapon in the game. It has the highest damage of any assault rifle in the game. It has a fast reload, and its recoil pattern, as in the recoil direction, it more or less pulls straight up. If you have any idea what you're doing, you can just use the Scotti Naval Rifle as basically a laser beam. It fires extremely fast, and if you get into a rhythm with it, if you know what you're doing, and you just sort of fire in medium to long bursts with your hyper ridiculous laser beam accuracy, then you can wipe people extremely quickly. I am not amazingly good at the game, and even I can get a few kills per mag with the Scotti. People were really just sort of being unreasonable about the post-buff Scotti. They were looking for reasons to be upset. On the forums, on 4chan.org/VG, there just seemed to be this desire to be upset about it and to complain that, well, it's not fair because the Scotti isn't as good as the Federal Automat, and that there's some sort of Russian bias going on because the Germans don't have the single most powerful weapon in every single category, just most categories. Which actually brings us to the real problem with the Scotti. When I use it, and I try to push out this invasive thought, when I use the Scotti Naval Rifle, or basically any assault rifle, besides the Fedorov, and even sometimes the Fedorov, all I can really think is I could be doing a lot more damage and playing a lot more effectively if I was just using an FG42. If I was just using a T20, if I was just using an AVT or a Type A Auto, if I was using any of these weapons, I could be killing people just as fast, if not faster, and on much larger squads. I could be using a 9-man rifle squad and running around just hosing people down, hopping around and bunny hopping and slaughtering people en masse. But this is not a problem with the Scotti Naval Rifle. This is a problem with the balance of auto rifles as a whole. Auto rifles, over time, have become so ridiculously powerful. They've been buffed and buffed and buffed to the extent where they are effectively laser beams. In any other game, the Scotti Naval Rifle would be seen as overpowered. It has very little recoil, it's perfectly accurate, it has extremely good quote-unquote ergonomics, as in you instantly look down the sights, you can fire it from the hip with perfect accuracy, especially with the hip fire accuracy perk. There is nothing bad about it. It's just that when you hold it up against these obscene paragons of meta imbalance that are the auto rifles, then it comes up short. And I guess the solution to this, at least in my eyes, is either nerfing auto rifles, which wouldn't be fair on people who don't have perks to reduce their recoil, or nerfing recoil perks. Because one of the big problems is that if you take recoil perks, vertical recoil reduction on the FG42, the AVT, the T20, or the Type A Auto, they just lose any challenge of utilization. You can just point at something, hold left mouse button, and it evaporates them. They are simply too much from a balance perspective. And if BR5 is to actually be enjoyable, which right now it's not. BR5 is not enjoyable because it is just a nightmare of auto rifles and explosions. Something needs to be done about auto rifles and explosions. They need to be nerfed in some way. For explosions, I guess you could add a perk that acts as a flak jacket and reduces the amount of damage you take from explosions. Maybe work that into Vitality, nerf Vitality's actual health given, and make it so that it also gives explosive resistance. But really, I don't know. The issue with the Scotti Naval Rifle, which is an extremely strong gun, again, is not that it's weak. It's that auto rifles are just too strong. I would rather use the Scotti Naval Rifle over the majority of battle rating 5 guns, but I would not rather use it over the most common battle rating 5 gun that I can give to every single troop, the FG-42 too. That's all my thoughts on this subject. Thank you for listening. I will make another video soon, maybe. Bye. Oh, and addendum. The footage you see in the background was largely captured in a 3-man party with some nice random guys who invited me to play with them. I generally don't feel very good recording gameplay in a group because it feels like I'm giving a disingenuous idea of how the game plays because it's so much easier, but I was having a bit of trouble getting Scotti footage and this worked out for me. I just don't like battle rating 5 much. Okay, bye.
Der Feind hat begonnen, den Kontrollpunkt zu erobern. Diese Position halten! Ich brauche Deckung! Oh, jawoll! Der Feind will den Kontrollpunkt stürmen. Ja, ist das toll! Der Feind will den Kontrollpunkt einnehmen.